Yeah. Vishal, please introduce yourself.
So myself Vishal Agrawal. I have done my graduation in BSc Biotechnology in the year 2014 from Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Since then I have been preparing for civil service examination and my hobbies are cooking, traveling, watching movies.
Okay, Vishal, what are the headlines in newspaper today?
So the major headlines were related to the farm issues. The Supreme Court, that committee that was formed, one of the member has rescued itself from the committee. And apart from that, the impeachment of the President Trump, that is outgoing president, yeah, that has been initiated in the US Capitol and US Congress, sorry, I mean, sir. And apart from that, the major other issues, that vaccination, the first day of vaccination was carried out on yesterday, sir. That is the 16th of January.
Okay, what are the major issues with the COVID vaccination?
So the major issue with one of the vaccine that we have given the emergency use authorization is Covaxin. It has been alleged that the phase 3 trials have not been publicly conducted and the data has not been publicly given to the public for better use, and its efficiency has not been yet stated, sir. That is the major concern.
Yet we are doing vaccination.
So because it is by large, we see that COVID vaccine, that is Covaxin, it is formed by mRNA. If it will not cause any immunization, then it will also not cause any side effects. So we are going ahead with that vaccination drive.
Okay. Can you tell me some major problems of the social problem of the Bihar?
So the major social problems of Bihar are by large poverty and unemployment. Apart from that, migration has also been a major issue since large. And apart from that, sir, the issue of dowry, that has been contaminated by large by now, but also it's prevailing till now in society. And apart from that, sir, the issue of casteism and regionalism, that are the main issues of Bihar.
Okay. What is migration?
So migration is the movement of people from one area to another in search of any other. The cause may be any. It may be environmental, political, social, or any other.
And what is reverse migration?
So the reverse migration is the coming back of the population of person to the initial place from where he or she actually started.
Okay. Why Bihar is facing the problem of migration?
So there are many reasons, sir. The first is the main, I think, the lack of proper employment opportunities and lack of proper educational facilities in Bihar, higher education particularly. Apart from that, major environmental and hazardous issues like disasters, the recurring flood that are occurring every year, that has also made people to migrate to other avenues and other places for better livelihood and better lives. And apart from that, sir, in search of better employment opportunities, people are also migrating to metro cities and other nearby cities.
And what is anti-defection law?
So, sorry?
Anti-defection law.
Anti-defection law. So it prohibits the defection of a particular I think, sir, it's less than one third, so less than one third of faction of a given political party to another or ruling political party. It prohibits a single or small scale defections. But if a party splits in one half or more than two third, they can easily merge in another political party or form another political party in itself.
And what is the role of speaker in anti-defection law?
So the speaker is the authoritative body who actually allows or it gives its assent to the defection, or that we say convergence or merger of political parties in case of defection.
Okay. And what is the role of governor in state?
So governor is the executive head of government in a state, sir. He has many powers like executive power, legislative power, and discretionary power also. All the legislative functions are carried out in the name of governor in a state, and he appoints the chief minister of a state in his capability, who is the largest political party who gains some majority in the state, or according to his discretion he may call anyone who supports the commands the majority of the house.
Okay. What is your optional subject in exam?
So geography.
Geography.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is Western disturbance?
So western disturbance is a temperate cyclone that is mainly localized around the western coast of Europe. But due to westerly jet streams, these are carried away from Europe to continental large scale up to the China eastern coast of China. They are carried through the westerly jet streams. They are responsible for causing heavy rainfall in the Western European region, and in due course they gain moisture from Mediterranean Sea and cause continental rainfall in the winter season in the northern hemisphere.
Okay, what are the importance of jet streams in Indian weather system?
So jet stream is the I think main responsible body phenomena for causing Indian monsoon, because the tropical easterly jet stream that arises over the Tibetan plateau, it moves after getting converged and getting elevated in the atmosphere. It goes and drops. It falls around the western side of Indian Ocean. That is responsible for the creation of Mascarenes High, and after that falling in the Indian Ocean, the southwest monsoon winds they generate and cause rainfall in the Indian subcontinent, sir.
And what are the major problems of Indian agriculture?
So the main issue with Indian agriculture is the subsistence level agriculture and the stagnation in its contribution in the GDP. The population ratio has increased by many fold, and its productivity and production has not increased in that ratio. So that is the main issue.
Okay. Sir.
Vishal,
Yes, sir.
Bihar has been experiencing the flood-like situation
Yes, sir.
since ancient.
Yes, sir.
Why the government has failed in managing the flood-like problem?
So the flood per se is not a natural disaster in itself. It is an anthropological reason. So Bihar, being the most densely populated state, it has a very less scope for rehabilitation and resheltering of the population, sir. And the rivers flowing through Bihar, they are known for frequently changing their courses. So we have colonized that river courses because we have to provide the shelter and housing to all the population. So that is the main issue, I think. High population density and high population of Bihar. That is the main issues.
Suppose you have been assigned to manage this problem.
Yes, sir.
What kind of step you will take?
The first, so many steps that can be taken. So short term, like the desilting of the old river courses and the present river courses of the river, so that their flash floods and recurring floods can be avoided. Construction of several lakes and ponds, temporary ponds, which can also act as reservoir for the surplus water in the flood-like situation. And apart from that, sir, the river population has to be shifted to a safe place, so that the floodplains, they are not causing mainly havoc to their lives and livelihoods, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me certain personalities of the different field from Bihar?
So personalities like, sir, present or over? Sir, like the main, sir, I think J.P. Narayan, sir. He was the main pioneer for the social movement in India, JP movement that we are aware. And apart from that, sir, Krishna Sinha, he was also the main pioneer in, he has played a significant role in the independence movement. And Shri Anugrah Sinha, he was also the main important figure. And in modern India historical, sir, Shri Babu Kuwar Singh, he was also the pioneer of independence movement in Bihar, and overall in India also he played a significant role, sir. And current leaders like our Chief Minister Shri Nitish Kumar and this CPI leader, sir, Kanhaiya Kumar, they are also a major.
Lalu Yadav ji is not.
So Lalu Yadav is also there, but I think These leaders have played a higher significant role in politics of Bihar and development of Bihar.
Okay. Okay, there is a problem of Bihar, that is casteism is one of the biggest problems, and
Yes,
that
sir.
is of the India as well.
Yes, sir.
Can India be or the Bihar be a casteless society?
So caste, I think it's not a negative connotation that has been given a perception in society, because we have as an individual have a total right to be particularly empathetic towards our caste, but it should not inculcate we should not inculcate the habit that we see everything with the spectacles of caste. So I think, sir, currently we are seeing a downward trend in the casteism prevailing in Bihar, because people have been coming out of their mindset that caste is no longer a long-term solution to their development. The development has to come from economic, social, and other social aspects also. So casteism, I think, it will eventually decline, and in a time we will at least carve out a society that is not exactly casteless, but they will shed out the casteism that is prevailing now.
Okay. See, the cybercrime is increasing day by day,
Yes, sir.
and the people are not literate about the digital facilities
Yes, sir.
properly. That's why
Mhm.
the crime has been increasing. What kind of steps should the government of India take to prevent from this kind of crime?
So the first step that should be taken will be short-term steps like the summoning the social security providers like Facebook and WhatsApp. These are the main social app that we are using. These are the main tools that are used in cyber threats and cyber phishing and all. And apart from that, sir, use of artificial intelligence in weeding out the fake news and phishing techniques that are used by these cyber attacks, they take our bank account and they just wipe out the money and all. And apart from that, sir, government has also constituted the B N Shri Krishna committee for strengthening the cyber security laws and cyber infrastructure in our country. So the recommendation should be implemented accordingly.
See, in the Bihar, the plains are higher. The
Yes,
area
sir.
of the plains are higher.
Yes, sir.
But after that, the solar power plant has failed in that Bihar. What might be the probable reason behind this?
So I think the main issue with solar power generation is the land, sir, because in Bihar the land is not available in adequate quantity, and to set up solar power plants we have to pool a large amount of land that is actually lacking in Bihar. Apart from that, the government has also tried some innovative techniques like the laying of solar panels on the canals and ponds, so that they can be adequately managed. But the main problem lies with the acquisition of land and availability of land, sir.
Where does Bihar stand in the area,
So overall area,
overall area?
sir, I think it's 12th in overall in
Which
India.
one is the first state?
So area-wise, Rajasthan is the largest.
And which state has got the highest success in solar power? Solar power,
So Gujarat.
Gujarat. Then why not Rajasthan?
So Rajasthan is also there, but Rajasthan, it is difficult terrain because of the desert area, and the desert has it is so it is a, I think, contrast. So to say that desert have the highest insolation, but the dust and the sand that settles over the solar panels, that affect the efficiency of the solar panels to convert the sunlight into chemical energy. So it is actually not feasible to set up solar power plants in desert area because of the sand that accumulates over the panels.
Okay. Since long the Bihar has been experiencing or tagged as a Bimar state,
Yes, sir.
while the recently bifurcated state of Jharkhand is more developed.
Mhm.
What might be the reason behind that?
So the main cause, I think, is the lack of industrialization, because the large population of Bihar is heavily dependent on agriculture itself, and agriculture has not been a productive livelihood and economic sustenance for Bihar, and lack of resources, that is the main issue, I think. And after the division of Bihar into Jharkhand and Bihar, all the industries and resource-rich region, they have been transferred to Jharkhand. So Jharkhand is comparatively at a better stage compared to Bihar.
Okay. Can you tell me some writers or poets of Bihar?
Sir Ramdhari Singh Dinkar, he is also called the Rashtra Kavi, sir. He is the most popular, I think. And apart from that, Sri Vidyadhar, he was also in the medieval time. And apart from that, sir, I'm not able to recall exactly all the others. These two I recall, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me some Maithili poet's name, writer's name? Maithili is one of the dominating language of the Bihar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please tell me.
Sir, Maithili poet, actually, I'm not recalling right now, sir. Sorry, I'm not able to recall.
Okay. See, there are news regarding the aggression of China. What kind of step the government of India should take to combat with this problem?
So the main issue with China and India is the lack of confidence and consensus. For that, I think diplomatic level consensus building and confidence building measures, they should be enhanced, because we can't engage with our neighbors on a military level, because it will be detrimental at a larger scale for us also and for our neighbors also. So I think a diplomatic level confidence building and more people to people contact, that should be promoted, sir. And our Prime Minister and Foreign Minister are also promoting. I think they have also visited China, and they have also Chinese counterpart have also visited India many times. And I think that will go on with confidence building and more people to people contact.
Vishal, it has been noticed or seen from the past 1 year or 2 years that the cases of the suicide are increasing.
Yes, sir.
And basically it has become a culture.
Yes, sir.
Why the number of the cases are increasing in such a manner?
So I think it's because of the more isolationist and more materialistic society that we are growing into, because no longer we are, I think we are no longer engaged with our roots, with our families. We prefer living in isolated and more materialistic life, and we have, I think, up to a certain extent shedded our old ethos. So I think that is the more prevailing factor. And apart from that, sir, the societal pressure and work pressure have also led to rise in cases of suicide.
Okay. What is ease of doing business index?
So ease of doing business index is published by the World Bank for ranking the economies which have the most liberal and most favorable conditions for opening up and setting up of a business, and also for running a business in a country. Countries are ranked on several parameters like getting a license, getting a permit to work, electricity permit, and taxation, liberal taxation regime. These are the main factors included in the
What
index.
are the basic components of ease of doing business index, and how the Bihar is performing in those index?
So for ranking the states in India, the Niti Aayog publishes the ease of doing business, and Bihar, I think it's one of the most consistently performing state in India, and consistently the GDP growth rate has also been significant in Bihar. It's in double digits since last 2 to 3 years, and so the major components of the index are getting a permit, easily getting a permit, single window clearance, setting up a plant with minimum licenses, and getting electricity, getting cheaper labor. These are the components.
Okay, Vishal, tell me how electrical cars will change the Indian market.
So electrical vehicles per se, I think that will be more significant for the reduction of pollution and enabling the mass transit system and door-to-door connectivity. That will be the main emphasis, and major implication will be the reduction in pollution. And also Indians are more concerned with the prices. Prices are very sensitive to our economy also. The prices if the fuel goes up, then the overall inflation goes up. So I think electric vehicles can play a larger role in controlling the inflations also in the transportation sector, sir. That can play a larger role, sir.
Okay, and Joe Biden is going to be the president of US.
Yes, sir.
How Indian interest will affected if Biden is going to be president?
So Joe Biden, I think, is a hard fighting bargainer, sir. I think. So I think for the economic front of India, it will be much easier much easier for US to bargain on its interest, and much harder for India to gain its interest satisfied, because Democrats are actually known, they are the hard bargainers. They will keep their interest, national interest first. And like we see that Trump, he was more liberal towards the policies of India. Like he renamed the Pacific region as Indo-Pacific region. So I think that Biden will be certainly harsh for international politics of India, because I think in the IR region he will also not support India on. He will not see India as a counterbalance to China in Indo-Pacific region. So I think he will be somewhat harsh, more harsh than Trump, sir.
Okay, recently we saw that US is hindering in the deal of S-400.
Yes, sir.
Suppose we bypass the US, what will happen?
So bypassing US is not an issue, sir, because we are a sovereign nation and we can do what suits our national interest first. So going ahead with buying the S-400 is a totally internal issue of India. And what US do is, it's a unilateralism, I think, sir. They on their own implement the CAATSA Act on their adversaries, because they see Russia is their main adversary, and whoever keeps a relation and business ties with defense ties with Russia, they see them as a threat. But I think US will keep in mind that India is a proper trading partner of means a larger trading partner of US, and its interest will also be satisfied. So I think we will get a waiver on CAATSA Act of by purchasing the S-400. So.
And why S-400 missile system is important for India?
Being in sub-Indian continent, sub-Indian national India is faced by two adversaries at both the fronts, are China and Pakistan. So we have to be more vigilant and more aware, because if we go on a war, we have to face two fronts on our defense parts. So we have to be more aware and more vigilant. So the S-400 system, I think, will be a game changer, because it is capable of detonating the missile system, I think,
As
air
you know,
defense.
China has already S-400 missile system.
Yes, sir.
Then how will we tackle them?
So S-400 is particularly not related to decapitalizing the other's nation, but it more concerned with the incoming missile system. It will reduce the capacity of potential of causing a harm of the incoming missiles in our territory, sir. It is more regarding to that, sir.
And what is the difference between government and governance?
Difference between government.
And governance.
So government is the popular group of leaders or body which governs a country or a particular territory, and the policies framed by them by utilizing the social and economic resources of a nation for betterment and growth and development of a society, that is governance.
And what is e-governance?
So e-governance is the mechanism by which all the government public services are provided to the citizens on an electronic medium or on a social medium, sir.
And what are the major problems of e-governance that people are not utilizing of that?
So the main issue, I think, is the availability of internet and the internet equipments, because in India the penetration of smartphones and computer laptops is very low, and the internet speed has been also though it's increasing now, but it's very low speed is prevailing in our country, and we are one of the most low data speed rate nation. So the equipments and internet connectivity, end-to-end connectivity, is the main issue, I think, sir, more particularly in rural areas.
Okay. So what is the definition of distressed area?
Distressed area. Sir, distressed area, I exactly don't remember but I can guess, sir. Sir, distressed area is an area which has severely lacking in any of the defined resources. It may be any economic or social or any environmental factors. It can be in any strata, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me certain slabs? The GST has been divided on certain slabs.
Yes, sir.
So how many slabs are there?
So actually 5 slabs are there: 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%, sir.
28%.
Yes, sir.
What kind of goods and services are exempted from GST?
So the food grains and essential products like foodstuffs, onion, vegetables, and other spices, wheat flour. These are the main ingredients. They are kept out of the ambit of taxation.
Can you tell me the total collection of GST from Bihar?
So total collection, I am not aware, sir. The exact figure I am not aware.
Percentage wise, national percentage wise.
Sir, I'm not aware of the percentage as well, sir.
Have you heard about the Finance Commission?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
The Finance Commission is a constitutional body, sir. It is constituted under the Article 280 of the Constitution. It includes 5 members, and one is the chairman. And it is constituted by the president every 5th year to recommend the government on its management of the financial resources and proper utilization of the public funds for public spending.
Okay. See, the government is talking about the fiscal federalism.
Yes, sir.
What is this exactly?
The fiscal federalism is the, sir, I think a benchmark and a gold standard for the economic management in a nation. It promotes federalism on on the economic front, sir. It envisages the states and center as the two equal entities for the sharing of taxes and tax collection and promoting the development of the economy on a parallel path, sir.
Can you tell me the total percentage of Bihar in tax collection?
So I think it's exactly the figure I don't recall, but the parameters are there, sir. Population density, population area, and forest cover are given due importance. So I think it's around 3 to 4%. I think, sir.
3 to 4%.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is the percentage of population?
So the percentage of population is around 7 to 8% of the national population is residing in Bihar, sir.
Okay. So what kind of step the government of Bihar should take to empower Bihar fiscally?
So main economic stimulus that can be provided in Bihar is by promotion of agro-based industries, because Bihar is primarily an agriculture state, and promotion of agro-based industries will be doing a lot. And so agro-based industries include, apart from that, sir, the enhancement of productivity and production per acre can also be a game changer in Bihar. And also, sir, tourism sector has a large scale scope in Bihar. Sir, apart from that, animal husbandry etc. that can be also, biotechnology sector has a large scope in Bihar. So the red collar jobs that can be provided because of biotechnology and use of biotechnical methods.
Okay. You are from Chhattisgarh and basically you are appearing in Bihar administrative.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So what kind of the uncommon problems are there of both the states?
So the uncommon problems like in Chhattisgarh, sir, Bihar particularly has casteism and dowry that is prevailing in Bihar. And in Chhattisgarh, we don't see dowry as a major because people are aware and they don't indulge in such practices. And apart from that, sir, the common problems that they are prevailing in both the states are like terrorism, sir. But both are peculiar to both the states, sir. In Chhattisgarh, the terrorism is more because of the issue of proper distribution of resources. And in Bihar, it is because of proper distribution of land, not resources. So these are the peculiar issues of terrorism, both that is.
You are talking about.
Sorry, left-wing extremism. Sorry, sir.
What is the difference between the terrorism and left-wing extremism?
Sir, terrorism is an act of terror which is carried out on a single or large scale to terrorize and make the people more fear-minded. And sir, extremism, I think it's, I'm not actually aware of the proper definition, but it is, they don't indulge in terror activities. They just want to overthrow the government and the government machinery. That is, I think, the main difference.
Okay. Can you tell me some active insurgent groups in our country?
So active insurgent groups are, yes sir, the ULFA, sir, and National Socialist Council of Nagaland, sir, NSCN, Ishaq and Movia group, sir. And apart from that, sir, these Maoist groups are also active, CPI, Maoist. These are the some active groups, sir.
Vishal, what are the differences between peninsular India rivers and Himalayan rivers?
So Himalayan rivers, they are the perennial rivers, and they are mainly glacier, snow-fed and monsoon water-fed. But the peninsular rivers are, they are seasonal rivers in nature, and they are mainly monsoonal water-fed. And they are the peninsular rivers are the short course river. They actually don't go flow for larger lengths. The Himalayan rivers, they are the larger course river, and Himalayan rivers, they are actually in their youthful and mature phase actually, and the peninsular rivers, they have reached their old or senile phase.
Okay. Can you explain the soil profile of Bihar?
So the soil profile of Bihar actually is mainly alluvial soil, that is Bhangar and Khadar. The northern part is primarily Bhangar region, sir, that is continuously renewed every year. And the soil found in southern Bihar is Khadar, that is old alluvium soil, and it has somewhere Kankar deposits. And apart from that, the southwestern part of Bihar, it's mainly somewhat mineral rich, and red lateritic soil is found there, sir.
Suppose that you are a SDM in Bihar and you have to work on to prevent the migration of people of Bihar.
Yes, sir.
What idea will you give to the government?
Sir, being an SDM, what I can do is I will be implementing properly implementing the Manrega scheme, that has a large scope for providing employment within the region for the people. Apart from that, sir, if any scope of industrial development is there, like everywhere in Bihar, agriculture is mainstay, sir. So agriculture will be the main economic source. So the surplus production from agriculture can be diverted to agro-based industries like food processing industries. And so government has also implemented this Jan Jeevan Haryali mission that can be implemented for the livelihood and additional livelihood creation. For people can increase their livelihood with the tree plantation and the forest products. That can be done, sir.
And what are the major problems of jute industry in Bihar?
So jute industry, I think lack of demand. Lack of demand has been the main reason for the decline of jute industry all over India, and particularly in Bihar. And jute being a costly fiber that is not affordable by the masses, and it causes an increase in the final prices of the products. So these are the main issues, I think, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Okay.